Harsha, someone you were excited about, and you already mentioned it once on the show. Let's just look at him in a little more detail, Bhuvneshwar Kumar, because yes, we're talking about this particular 3 ODIs, but it's the T20Is, the T20 World Cup that we're talking about, and certainly the spearhead of our attack, like a certain gentleman on the show used to be at one point in time.
Look, big player, no doubt. Bhuvneshwar Kumar, big player. If Bhuvi is in form, we've seen what effect he can have on Sunrisers. But if he's in form, he's good for India. And when he came back in that period in between when he was fit, you look at his economy rates in ODI cricket, look at his economy rates in T20 cricket, the matches that he played, around 4.5, 4.7 in ODI cricket, just over 6 in T20 cricket. Plus, he'll give you so much flexibility if him and Bumrah playing together. You could go, if the ball is really hooping around, you go 3 up for Bhuvi, you could go 2 and 2, you could come and bowl in the middle. If Bhuvi is in form, it helps Bumrah as well. So I'm very keen that Bhuvneshwar does well. Plus, he'll give you a little bit of batting. And from what, I don't know him personally very well, Zach probably knows him better, but he strikes me as someone who gives 100% every time. You want those kind of characters in your side. So I'm really hopeful that he stays fit through this and the IPL, because I think he's invaluable for the T20 World Cup.
He also looks like a natural leader in a sense, Zaheer, because when there was talk about who might be the captain of India for this series, he would have been one of the contenders, Zaheer.
Actually, he must call Zach up. He must call Zach up and say, how do I deal with these niggles? Because Zach has seen enough of those in his time.
Well, he has been through a similar kind of journey, isn't it? In the last couple of years, at least, leading up to the World Cup, he was suffering with that groin, back, those kind of issues, which has been keeping him away from playing consistent cricket. I think the Bhuvneshwar Kumar, as a bowler, you are never going to have any doubts. But Bhuvneshwar Kumar, in terms of fitness and how things have been evolving with him, has been a bit of a concern. So every time I look at him, you know what you're going to get out of him if he's there on the field. The question is, how he's going to be on the field more regularly. And, that has been the concern with him in the last 2-3 years, which he himself has at times been frustrated about. And it's understandable. You're doing everything possible. You're spending those months in NCA. You're spending that time with the physios, trainers. You do everything right. And you feel that, okay, now I'm ready to go. Now I'm going to get back. I'm going to start building up from here. What happens is, you again face a setback. And that has been very, very difficult for me also personally in my career at times to deal with. And similar the case with Bhuvneshwar. So the battle with him is generally, right now to keep himself fit, to figure out a routine, which is going to make sure that he's on the field playing more games consistently over the period of time. And that is a process which involves a whole lot of research work, a whole lot of trial and error, I would say, because he's had enough experiences now of coming back, getting injured, going back, then working on it and coming back, right? So you kind of know that, okay, this is going to work for me. If I have overbowled here, how can I manage myself in the nets? How can I manage the intensity which you play with, and in game time? So, so these are the things which are very, very individualistic, very complicated at times. But this is the kind of journey he has in front of him for him to be available more regularly for the Indian team.